Are you ready to build the most amazing type of team in the whole entire world? Get ready because we are going to talk about high performing teams. And if you can't tell, this is one of those things that I'm super passionate about as a leader. So let's go ahead and get right in. If you don't already know me, I am Barika from Simply Unique Coaching, and I have been leading for more than 15 years. I've led more than 18 teams, and I've led international teams, domestic teams in the US, to volunteer teams, to teams of employees that worked for me, different types of teams, different age groups, different cultures, all of those kind of things. So I am here to share best practices of what I have learned through all of these different groups that I have led. And today we're going to talk about the high performing teams. Like I said, these are my favorite types of teams because these are the teams that enjoy working with each other and they enjoy working for you as a leader. Also, as a bonus, I am going to talk to you about what you need to do as a leader if you have a high performing team, or really how to lead a high performing team once you get one. So if you don't already have one, I'm going to tell you what to do when you get one. And if you do have one, I'm going to tell you what you should be doing if you have one in order to keep them high performing and happy and successful. So one of the most fundamental things that's going to be super important for building a high performing team is you have to know the purpose of your team. You have to know why your team exists, and you have to really have the vision for your team and the goals that they are to accomplish really ingrained inside of you, because you're going to need to communicate that to them, because high performing teams are really able to meet practically any goal that's laid in front of them, as long as they know what it is, as long as it's clearly defined, as long as it's something that they can say, okay, we are going in this direction and we're going at this velocity to get to this goal. So they are super great at achieving results and at working together to get those results. So it's going to be very important that you know which direction this ship is going so that you can help them to follow you or to help get you there and to help get the organization there as well. Because it's not just about us. When it comes to leadership, it's about us and our teams getting to that end goal. Next, when it comes to high performing teams, this is one that leaders really have to know. So the most important aspect of having and creating a high performing team, outside of knowing where you guys are going as a group, is actually having the right people in place. You have to have the right bodies in the right roles in these teams in order for them to function at their max capacity. So this is going to be having people who are capable, people who are teachable, who are willing to learn, people who are willing to work hard. You got a group of high performers, and these high performers are going to want to get the daggone thing done, okay? And because they want to get the daggone thing done, they're going to do whatever they can in their capacity to get it done. So it's going to be important that you have these people in the roles. Now, here's the thing. If you have a group of, let's say, 4 high-performing people and then one who's not, you still don't have a high-performing team. This person either has to rise to the occasion and become like the other 4, or they need to find something else, as they would say, maybe an exit level position or maybe something lateral. If they're not a good fit for the high-performing team, then we need to get a high-performing person in this role. So read between the lines, do whatever you need to do what's appropriate for your organization. Now, am I telling you to terminate everyone? No, because sometimes those people can be developed into certain skill sets as well. And if your 4 high performing people see that this person wants to do better, they'll help them get to that high performing. But if this is a lazy person and you have 4 high performing people, they're going to get ticked off. This is going to be the outsider. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. So we need to have everybody on that team doing well. Now, as a caveat, when it comes to having high performing employees, like if this employee has maybe something going on in their family and maybe that's causing them to not be able to work as well as they normally would under normal circumstances, then these people are going to help carry the load, because they know if they were in that position that the other team members would carry them as well. So this is, like I said, the creme de la creme of teams, because these are the people who enjoy working with each other, and they are going to make sure that they get to that end goal. So next, when it comes to high performing teams, these are teams that have a bit of camaraderie and they have a high level of trust. So they believe that when one person says that they're going to do something, that person is going to do exactly what they say they are going to do, okay? So they believe each other's word. They believe each other to come to the table and do their best. They have developed a level of trust, and they've developed the ability to share feedback with each other in a healthy manner, and to also be able to resolve conflict and not to take conflict personally, but to say, okay, well, if there's a conflict, let's work this out. And because they're able to work things out, they're able to become better. And then also, as far as camaraderie, you'll see them doing things like maybe they're running out to have lunch together, and maybe they're running to Starbucks together, or maybe they're attending, baby showers or doing things outside of work together. You're going to see that they're going to have genuine friendships because they actually like each other. They actually like to spend time amongst each other, even in off time. Like outside of work. So that's a very, very, very good and healthy thing for a high performing team. So basically, if I sum this up, high performing team members are people who enjoy working with each other. They actually genuinely like each other, and they're actually genuinely hardworking people. And because they're like minded as far as focus, as far as intentionality, as far as wanting to get the job done and wanting to be successful at work and in their careers, they're like minded people of the same tribe in the same type of job. Now, are they exactly the same? Do they have the same personality? Absolutely not. They don't have the same exact personality, but they are like-minded in thinking, okay, we're here to accomplish a goal. Let's get it done and let's have fun while we're doing it. So before we go into the bonus, let me ask you, have you ever been on a high performing team before? How was it? And what did you learn from being on a high performing team? Let me know in the comments. Let's say you have a high performing team or you get to the point where you have a high performing team. Yay, kudos to you as a leader, because this is the best type of team you can have in the whole entire world. And this team is going to be the team that's going to be more laissez-faire, with more hands off, like they are not going to need your intervention. So as a leader of a high performing team, what you don't want to do is come in and start putting your hands all in everything. If it's functioning and if they're doing well, leave them alone. Leave them alone, leave them alone, leave them alone. The more hands off you are, the better they're going to perform. Now, when should you get involved? If you see that maybe they've run into an obstacle that they can't overcome, then you want to get involved. Also, if you find that you're in a situation where they need someone to kind of fight for them, maybe they need some resources, maybe they need some training, maybe they need to work with someone else in another department, or maybe they need access to something and they can't get it on their own, then that's when you step in and you help go to bat for your team. And you may say to your leadership or to your company, hey, my team needs this, or hey, my team needs this type of training. They need these type of resources to be successful. And that's when they're going to need your intervention. Also, they're going to need your intervention if you notice that they are going like way off or starting to get off track with what the goal is. Then you can kind of lean them back in and say, hey guys, I just noticed that we're starting to focus a little bit too much on this. Let's go ahead and focus back on this part. This is where we really need to place our focus. And they're going to be like, okay, now if they put a lot of heart and soul into the other thing, they might have to, have a little moment while they pull out from that and go in the other direction. But in the end of the day, they are like the hands-off team. Like not to say that you can be lazy, like high performing teams, they're going to perform whether their leadership performs or not. And I can tell you, I've been on high performing teams where I had high performing leaders too. So that was great. I have developed some high performing teams. So those are, I'm telling you, they are the best teams. But I've also been, because I'm a high performer myself, been on some teams with some high performing people, but not necessarily having high performing leadership. But guess what? We still made the leader look good because we weren't going to not do things just because they weren't doing things. We were like, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm here for a job and I'm going to do it regardless of what that other person is doing. So definitely drop me a comment. Let me know how it was for you to be on a high performing team. And what I would love for you to do is to check out some of my other leadership content. I love teaching people on leadership. I have the heart of a teacher, and I like to say I'm the leader who learned in the trenches. So I want you to skip a few steps and learn from me and learn some of the best practices that I have developed, as well as what you feel is going to be a good fit for you and your leadership style. So with that being said, make it a great day. Definitely drop me a comment below. Give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful. Thanks, and make it a great day.